Are you hitting the home?
Yes, sir. Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is your host, AD. We have the fellas here. Fellas, say your names.
What's good? It's your boy Woo Kid 36. Don't forget the 36. You get missed.
GPS 1979.
That's it. And that's how we will begin today's show. Now, let's jump right into our throwback player of the week.
One of the greatest shooters ever to put on sneakers. The more the pressure, the higher percentage he shot. You just cannot count how many big shots that he made. The way he carried himself as a person, on and off the court. He had perfect balance in his life. He's a great teammate. Talk about heroes. He's a guy that all young guys should really take back and look at what this man has done. Hard worker and then a great clutch player.
This is Reggie Miller.
He can knock that down.
Reggie Miller from downtown.
He's done that a couple of times in his career.
Best shooters in the business there, Reggie Miller.
And Reggie Miller rattles the rim from downtown. Reggie stops, he fires, and it hits again. Reggie Miller on fire, swishing it in. Reggie Miller, corner pocket, Reggie from downtown.
My goodness, what a show by Reggie Miller.
And you get the idea, Reggie wants to shoot that ball every time it's in his hands. This guy, does he love the pressure? He makes all the big shots. Miller shoots. Well, oh my! Fred Miller, the KO punch, sensational bench.
Miller has a good look at it. Miller wins it for Indiana. And he waves goodbye to the Suns bench.
Miller for three. Oh, he backed it in. He backed it in. And Reggie Miller does it again.
Is there any doubt? Oh, guy lives for this time of game.
Harper's on Miller. The key. Gets it in the middle for the win. One of the greatest clutch playoff performers of his generation has apparently done it.
All right. Let me give you his accolades real quick. So he played from 87 to 05. He played for one team, one of the very few people that have played for just one team. He was a 5-time All-Star. I thought it would have been more than that. Three-time All-NBA. He averaged 18 a game, 3 assists, 3 rebounds, 51% from the field, 89% from the line, 39% from three. His career total in points was 25,000. Let's give it up for Reggie Miller. I know two things for a fact. He loved playing in the Garden, and Jerome going to talk about that push-off on Jordan, saying Jordan didn't play him no defense on that one. So those are two things I know about Reggie.
Yeah, that was a bad man, though. I mean, I think he was like antagonizer, and that was like part of his game. You know what I mean? To get under people's skin, and he was like one of the best at it. And like what I really liked about him was like his stamina, the way he could just keep running and keep going and keep going. And you could see people like chasing behind him, like, damn, this motherfucker don't never start running, and still have enough energy to get off the shots too. You know what I'm saying? Because he was like the main scorer, you know, he didn't really have the ball as much, but still he was running off screens all day long. He didn't stop running. And I think, you know, Rip Hamilton reminds me of him too, like a kind of like a Reggie second age coming, you know, not as good a shooter, you know, from long range, but you know, how he used to run off screens and everything like that. But I used to like Reggie just because, you know, he was a dog. He used to get after it too. You know, he wasn't no punk. He didn't back down for nobody. But yeah, Reggie was my guy.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with everything you said. Also, one of the most clutch players in history. You know, in the last shot, he's up there as far as, you know, who I would want to take it. That 8 seconds or whatever it was, and 8 points in 6 seconds, 9 points in 6 seconds against the Knicks. That's one of my fondest memories of him. You know, he stole the ball, had the presence of mind to shoot a three. Like, you know, it's just, you know, his mentality, his mind was sharp. His good comparison, I do agree with you with Rip. Rip was a mid-range shooter more so than a three-point shooter, though, but he ran like Reggie. He kind of put me in the mind of Steph. Steph runs a lot, you know, can play without the ball, but he don't have the handles that Steph got. He don't dribble, you know, like Steph do, but he do everything else, like the running without the ball. He got that. But you got your Knicks, and I seen a story on him, Don. Like one of the things with Spike Lee, what he was talking about. So they made a bet, and the bet was his wife at the time. He had to put in a movie if the Pacers won. So that's what that was about. They're going back and forth.
Oh, for real?
I forgot what he had to do, but yeah, he had to put
I
him in.
do remember that. He was right. I do remember that. Yeah.
I never heard that before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow. So he was supposed to be in one of the movies.
No, his wife at the time.
Oh,
She had a budding acting career, so she was
Right.
He was supposed to be in the movies.
Yep.
He was hooking up. Yeah, Reggie Miller's wife.
I thought you were talking about Spike Lee wife. I was like, wait a minute. This is okay. Like, dang, you going a little hard, ain't you, Reggie? The one thing I will honestly say about Reggie Miller, people didn't like him because he could shoot, and he was, like you said, Sean, he was always antagonizing people. And because of it, he was this little scrawny kid. He was scrawny. And so people thought they could just push him around and talk to him any kind of way.
Mm-hmm.
But I admired about him because he wouldn't back down from nobody. Like, he even didn't back down from MJ. They got into it a couple times. And he, you know, I understood him for that because he got tired of that label being soft because he light skinned. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it comes with the territory. But you know how it is. But I really admire Reggie Miller because, to be honest with you, I think he paved the way for a lot of these shooters today, because if you don't have Reggie, you don't have a Ray Allen, you don't have a Rip Hamilton, you don't have a Steph Curry. Like, he paved the way for a lot of these people. And I could even say a guy like Jason Tatum, who's probably a combination between Reggie Miller and who was the other dude? I had him. It was Reggie Miller, and because he could shoot like Reggie Miller, but he can't dribble like Reggie Miller. But that's what it was. If Reggie Miller could play in today's game, I would put him along the lines of Jason Tatum. That's what it was.
Jason Tatum, you tripping, brother?
Yeah, I'm telling you. Because think about it. If Reggie Miller could dribble, right? If you allow him to dribble and he got a little bit of a handle, I ain't saying a great one. I'm saying like who?
I'll say Clay more so than Clay reminds me of him, but Clay don't run as much like him and Steph.
Mm-hmm.
That's why
neither one of them really good dribblers though.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Because look at it like this: if you could put Reggie Miller in today's game, who would he model like? Who would his game model after? If you could put him in today's game right now,
Steph without the handles.
Yeah, but who would it be though?
He'll be like he'd be like a Kevin Huerter from the Kings, or Bogdanovich from the Hawks. You know, more like a catch and shoot person, and that's what he pretty much did in the league anyway. You know what I'm saying? He was a catch and shoot person, run off screens, catch and shoot. He didn't really handle the ball ever. I mean, he did, but
it wasn't like consistently. Like, it was more so.
Way more opportunity to shoot now though than back then.
That's what I'm saying. So he could.
So when you speak about Jordan though, I didn't know this too. So I read about this or seen the story the same day with Jordan. Like Jordan, when they had that when they got the fighting that time or that little tussle, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan remember that he wouldn't give him no shoes, but later on, I guess he settled the beef. He became Team Jordan, and he had all kind of player edition shoes.
Yeah,
it was a trip.
Oh, I know it was. That was a fond memory of me in Reggie, was because Reggie vowed. I think he was something like he never wanted to wear Jordans. Like, or Jordan told him he could never wear shoes. It was something. Right. Yeah. And remember that beef. And next thing you know, he was in them. So respect to Reggie. Respect to Reggie.
DP said, "What up? What up, Alex? DP in here, and JT up in here. What's good, fellas?
What's up, man? Hold on. I gotta get him in here. I need him in here, Jack. So do y'all think that that Joel Embiid? Now, granted, they're changing the rules around. You had to play a certain amount of games this year, and so do y'all think that this is going to hinder, Joel Embiid from getting in? I mean, getting in.
GPS, that's your guy.
Okay. I do think I don't think he's gonna get it. Like, unless something changes, he's not on pace to make the minimum game requirement. And the rule is a rule. Like, these cats been sitting out so much, so the commissioner had to do something. And he's just a casual, award. Now, I think it would be different if he changed it to because you can't do nothing about injuries. So a player truly injured, but then, so I have a good season for 40 games and then, I'm winning awards. So I understand where the commissioner came. You got to play, a certain amount of games to get the award. And I actually agree with it.
I didn't expect you to say that.
You agree that he shouldn't get it?
No, he shouldn't. I mean, if he don't make the games, it ain't like, they changed the rules in the middle of the race. He knew what the rules were before the season started. And, he don't qualify.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. He don't qualify, so.
Wow, I didn't expect that. Rome, I thought you was gonna go the opposite way.
I gotta keep you on your toes, man.
You definitely did with that one. I was ready to battle back with you about this one, but I agree with you. Like, I think that is correct. Like you just said, those are the rules of the game. So it's his detriment for him to play the games, and if he don't want to play, then hey. And that's why I think it's so important that these players realize why they're supposed to be playing these games is because fans coming to see y'all play. They don't come to see y'all sit. And I was just watching the video earlier today about Scottie Pippen and how he said that, I think it was 96 or 98. He said, we will blow out teams so that they could sit in the fourth quarter. Nowadays, these cats sitting out the games and it don't matter what quarter they in. They're not even playing. He said we will blow out teams intentionally so that we could rest, but at least the fans got the opportunity to see us play. Right. Like these cats don't even give the fans the opportunity to even see them play because they're always so-called injured. And I don't think that that's right because, again, people are paying to see you play, a lot of money too.
Right, I agree. And Don too. I think if you're gonna for the rest, San Antonio started this stuff. And people picked on, but if you're gonna rest, it needs to be a home game. It can't be a game where you're on the road. Teams get to see you once or twice a year, versus the home team. You got 41 games to sit out. That's where you need to do your sitting out there if you're gonna sit. But in the Embiid case, I think he's legitimately been injured. Not just sitting out just because. Now I could be wrong, but if he's legitimately injured, there ain't nothing you could do.
I mean, it's not. But in the same token, it's don't miss other games then. You know what I'm saying? Don't miss games because of rest. Because in my opinion, you're fueling the reason why this rule was put into place. Which would prevent you from always resting. But if you not hurt, then you should be playing. Right. But that's just how I view it. And they're gonna do what they're gonna do because they're looking at it we still gonna get paid. So I mean, which is very true. So now that the playoffs they're a little bit of ways away. But teams are trying to jockey for position a little bit more now because they're trying to separate themselves. So is it time that we start taking Anthony Edwards and T-Wolves real serious?
I think so. I think we should have been taking them serious because I think they figured out how to work with Rudy Gobert and Karl Anthony Towns together. And I think that was their big issue last year because we looked at this trade as a big lopsided trade. Rudy Gobert wasn't really doing his part. And now you're seeing him, really protecting the paint, getting boards, even putting up little points. So I think that's what they really needed out of him. And then, Karl Anthony Towns been stepping up. Then they got, what's the dude, McDaniels too. He's a big help. And you already know what Edwards going to do. But they really need Mike Conley back. He out right now. So without him, I think that's going to hurt them. But, yeah, with them full and healthy, I think they're a squad to be reckoned with. Right. Because they got that closer. Anthony is a closer. And Karl Anthony Towns is too. So they got two closers. And I think they fit, to go deep in the playoffs.
Right. Yeah, I agree. Even though they did give up too much for Gobert, it is starting to pay off, like you say. Like last year, it looked like, damn, they made a big mistake. But now, I think they got a deeper bench. Like you said, McDaniels. I like Reed. They got Slow-Mo. So they got some depth to come in and play. And I think Mike Conley steadied the ship. What you talking about, Sean? Like he's just a veteran presence. He know how to get everybody involved, when to go where. And as long as Rudy G keep protecting the paint, I mean, it's kind of hard to go against him. They got a good defensive team, and them boys, they're young and hungry. You know, like I like it.
I don't have an issue with them being, because right now they're number one in the Western Conference, which is kind of a shock to me only because I didn't expect them to be here. But the way that they're playing, like both of y'all just said, the way that they're playing, it's hard for you not to put them in that conversation. And so hopefully after All-Star break that they pick it up. I mean, they keep, because All-Star break is when it's coming up, right? February something?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So look at it like this then. You figure, hold on, when is All-Star break?
In 2 weeks, right?
February what?
Is it the week after the Super Bowl or 2 weeks after the Super Bowl?
My goodness. Vegas is about to be on fire. Hold on, I'm about to
I'll check it out and see. It's usually around Valentine's Day, but Super Bowl a little late this year, so I don't know if they're going to do the week after or 2 weeks after.
Yeah, they're trying to sell you tickets. I don't want to see that. But anyway, I just think that right now, as they are coming together, I think that honestly, I think that the Timberwolves is going to be a problem. Hopefully, they won't be a first round and out. So it's February 16th through the 18th.
Right. So the week after.
But the week after the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Right. So
DP said Minnesota ain't gonna make it out the second round.
I can see that. Yeah. Because they don't really have no quality experience. No, I'm gonna change that up. It depends. It depends on who they playing around.
Right. DP said the same thing. They don't have experience, but I said they don't have experience, but the teams that do have experience aren't good. Besides Denver, only team that has experience is Denver, and other teams that have it aren't good because you got OKC up there.
Right,
they don't have no experience. You know what I'm saying? All the good teams are at the bottom. That's who you're gonna face in the first round. You got home court advantage, and it's gonna be like the Lakers. It's gonna be Golden State, and the Suns are just now starting to creep up. All the good teams and the Clippers, they up the top seed. So that just depends on the matchup to me.
Yeah, that's what I say. It's on that second round matchup because
the first round matchup too, though, because if they get the wrong team with experience, you know, anything can happen.
True, but the team that they're going to be playing, if they remain at 1, more than likely going to have to be in the play-in tournament. Because remember, 1 through 6 is the only ones that's like constant, and then 7, 8, 9, 10 are the teams that play the plate to get in the playoffs.
Yeah, I don't see them having a problem with Utah, with the Lakers, New Orleans, or Dallas, really. I think they could beat any of them.
Especially in a 7-game series. Like, I wouldn't even think about that one. All right, so last night, my guy, Ben Simmons, returned. Do y'all think he could help get the Nets on track, or the Nets need to just go ahead and blow this thing up and start moving people?
You want me to go first? So
yeah, I'm asking you.
I like the way he looked last night, man. Like, to me, you know, they look good. Now, is it enough to make the playoffs or really make a push? I'm not sure about that one. But if he plays the way he's capable of, the Nets can do some damage. Like, you know, I think he puts everybody in the right position. He plays very unselfish. And I think they could, you know, they won't. I don't see them getting out of the first round if they do make the playoffs. So, you know, maybe want to get another draft pick, but I like the way they play. They're very cohesive. And if he's healthy, I mean, because he actually looked like he was into it. He looked like the old Ben Simmons, not the one that mentally checked out.
Okay, so right now they're in 10th, but they're only 5 games behind Miami.
So to answer your question, I'm going to say yes, he can help them get them back on track to get them to playoffs. Like GPS said, he looked good. He played 18 minutes and basically had a triple-double.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Off the bench. And it, like, just like we said, this is the Ben Simmons that we've been expecting to see. You know what I'm saying? We know what you're capable of. If you out your head, you can hoop.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You just got to not let these people worry about you shooting a jumper. Who cares if you can't shoot no jumper? You know what else you can do. You know what I'm saying? Draymond Green can't shoot no jumpers, but he's still out here doing what he's doing. You know, there's a lot of people who can't shoot, but they got other attributes that they're using it for. As long as he's doing that, they're going to be good because they got scores. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You coming off the bench with Cam Thomas. What do you need to shoot for?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got a bona fide scorer right next to you. Look for him, and he gonna put it up. He ain't, you know what I mean? So I think they're gonna be fine. I don't know if they're gonna do any damage or anything, but yeah, they make it into the playoffs. And if they had them for a full season, everybody was cohesive. I think they'd be, you know, probably like a top 7, top 6 team. I don't think they'll be this far down because they got a good team. You know what I'm saying?
They do.
Right.
I can't argue with you on that. I think that they might need to make a move or two. Now, I don't know what they can possibly grab right now, but I keep hearing Spencer Dinwiddie is on the trading block, so he could be on the go. But as long as you get back a good piece for him, I think they got a decent team, honestly. Now, this is what I would say. If I was the Nets, I would probably try to get Spencer Dinwiddie for the dude down in Charlotte, the one that hit his girl. Bridges, yeah. Mikal Bridges. Because they need a player like, I don't even mean to say that, but he's like a athletic 3. Like, you don't need another shooter per se. You need some athletes that could play on both sides of the ball. And I think a trade for Spencer Dinwiddie and what is the dude name? Bridges, yeah, not Mikal Bridges. What is his name? Something.
No,
Bridges.
Cam Thompson, not Cam Thompson. Oh, damn, Cam Johnson.
No, he's talking about Miles Bridges.
I'm talking about Miles Bridges, the dude in Charlotte.
Oh, Miles Bridges, yeah.
Spencer Dinwiddie. I would trade those two. That's what I was saying. Because I want an athletic 3. I don't want a stationary 3. Because that's, if you think about it, think about all the 3s in the league. Most of them are pretty athletic. They're not like you'll just run to the mill small forwards anymore. They like athletic. So if I was the Nets, I would try to make a push for him. Add a little bit of athleticism to your roster because you got a bunch of shooters, like you literally do.
So with if you were Charlotte and you got Melo, would you want Spencer Dinwiddie as well?
It wouldn't matter because I mean you ain't going nowhere anyway. So,
but you gotta do something to try to help you. Because look, I think LaMelo likes being in Charlotte. I think he likes being a franchise player. Right. But eventually he ain't gonna want to stay there no more. You know what I'm saying? Because I think he knows what he's capable of, and he could run a team and take them deep into the playoffs if he has opportunity. But he ain't gonna get it in Charlotte.
Right.
I don't care unless you put another full-fledged all-star superstar down there. Rather with him, they ain't gonna never go nowhere because you have too much to overcome. 1 in the East, and then 2. Because it's a small market team, a lot of people not gonna want to go there. So you're gonna have to grab somebody either through the draft or you're gonna have to pay somebody a boatload of money to come down there to join him. Those are the only 2 ways.
They've been getting people through the drafts though. It just ain't been panning out. They've been getting good players through the drafts. It just, it ain't been panning out. Then injuries too. LaMelo got to stay healthy too. And like the dude they trying to trade for, you talking about Miles Bridges, you know what I'm saying? That suspension, that hurt them too. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They had a team coming into the season, and I thought they were going to be good until all this, shit started happening with them. But now I think they just done. They need to scrap this whole little squad and do something. Because even what was it, PJ Ross? They got people on their squad.
They do, but I'm just saying, like, okay, so like right now, they are
Rozier gone.
Right, they're 10-35, and All-Star break is in a couple of weeks. There's no way they're gonna win 15 games. You know what I'm saying? Within that time frame, like it's just not gonna happen. So I'm looking at it like, get rid of everybody. Just start from scratch because right now it's nothing helping you. What are you holding on to? Like Terry Rozier was the leading scorer. They just traded him. Nick Bridges, their leading rebounder. Terry Rozier was their leading assist person. So what are you holding on to?
I think they're going full rebuild mode. I think their next piece is to get rid of Gordon Hayward if they can.
Gotcha.
They got Brandon Miller already, so they got young piece. And to me, the Miles Bridges trouble actually helped them out a little bit. Like, so they let him back on the team. So now he can't get a max contract or a lot of money that he would have got, prior to that. So that helps them from the standpoint financially. We ain't got to pay him, and we got a good player, on a reasonable contract.
Yep. I agree with you on that.
Because he's going to have to work hard to get that money back. All right. So do you feel like, Sean, that the Knicks can win the East this year?
Win the East?
Win the East.
Oh, no. They ain't that good. No, I don't think they can win the East. For them to win the East, they're going to have to make another trade. They need their center back. What's old boy name? Yeah, that's who they need back. He was a big game changer for them because he really helped Julius Randle out on that other end down there. Yeah. But they need him back. But win the East, no. I think the Knicks are probably going to be a first round out, depending who they match up with. I mean, I like them, during the regular season and everything like that. They looking good. But what's the call is looking really good. Cleveland Cavaliers. I'm liking what I'm seeing out of them. So I think if they match up again, it's going to be hell for the Knicks. I don't know.
All right.
So I don't think they can win the East either. They probably second round again, max. And like unless they make a trade, like Sean said. Now I will say Hartenstein stepped up, whatever the center's name. Isaiah, he's been playing pretty well. I had him on the team. He had a couple 20-point rebound games. So he been doing pretty well as far as like just filling the gap. But like Sean said, Robinson was a shot blocker as well. Isaiah, he's a deterrence because he still 7 feet, but Robinson was athletic, and I think they did play better. Him and Randall, they played off each other a lot better together. But unless they get another piece, I'm with Sean because I think Boston's too tough. Cleveland's gonna give them problems, as well as I think Milwaukee's gonna get it together eventually too.
Yeah.
So right now, the Knicks are 30-17. They're in 4th place, and so they're only 6 games back from Boston. They can easily catch Boston, and they're actually on a 7-game winning streak. So within the next 3 or 4 games, I think they're going to lose. But if they could win 3 or 4 of the next 5 to 6 games, they could easily catch Boston, and Boston drops a couple because Boston is not looking like they were. But I think they're getting ready. I think everybody's kind of like fizzling out, getting ready for this All-Star break. So, because it's only a couple weeks away. You know how it is when it's close against summertime when you was in school. You just ready for it to be over with. So,
yeah.
Just think. So when you refer to the East, Don, are you talking about regular season or are you talking about the Eastern Conference?
I'm talking about
the playoffs.
The Eastern Conference champ.
Okay, no, definitely not then.
Okay.
I don't know.
They got a lot of good players that play hard though.
But that's what I'm saying. You think that could translate into them making it always to the finals, the Eastern Conference Finals?
No, they're a superstar away. They need another. They need another bona fide superstar.
So what superstar would you go after, Sean?
They need like Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan. They need like a scorer and a finisher, someone like that. Because not Karl-Anthony Towns, but Julius Randle. Like I say, I didn't think he was going to be good this year, but he's been killing this year. He's stepped up. He's been balling. I'm surprised, but I don't think he's really the big game closer that they need because he don't really have a J. And Brunson, he could get his own, but I still think they need a 2-guard scorer, a 3. You know what I'm saying? A slasher, a finisher, someone create their own shot, and someone can shoot. Someone like DeRozan or Zach LaVine. I think they need someone like that.
LaVine is definitely on the table. I know Mitchell wanted to come there, in the past, but the Cavs been winning, so I'm not sure they'd give him up. The only thing with Mitchell I don't like is it's too small. Like him and Bronson would be too small of a backcourt to me. Then you got Josh Hart, which is another small, player, as well as DeVincenzo, if I'm saying the name. So they have too many small players, the players playing the same position. So I think that'll be an issue for them, moving forward.
I don't know, but who got big backcourts nowadays?
I mean, yeah, it's more so Like small guard city.
Yeah, it's really.
Yeah, it's not a lot of teams that got like Halliburton, but like it's not a lot of those players like him though. You know what I'm saying?
He don't play big either.
Oh,
You ain't gonna bully Mitchell. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Good point.
So I mean, I do think that they could use. I would go with Zach LaVine more so than DeMar DeRozan, because Zach LaVine got a couple more years in this tank, and DeMar is getting up there. In addition to that, Zach LaVine will add a lot of spark to that garden with his dunks and stuff, and it'll be like must-see TV if they can get him. The question is, who would they have to give up to get him? That's
right. Because he definitely available. If they want him, they can get him right now. Like, you know, but like so too, you know, Tibbs, he don't play that no defense stuff, and that's a problem with Zach right now. And like they say, that's what's scaring teams off because he just play one side of the ball, and Tibbs require that.
Yeah, but I guess you gotta like take it with a grain of salt because not everybody is gonna be defensive minded. Like I'm not bringing Zach LaVine in there to play defense. I'm bringing him in there to score. I'm bringing him in there to do everything else but play defense. That's what we got the back line for. That's their job. Stop, block shots, and do all that.
That's why you got Josh Hart. That's what you bring him in there for.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm not bringing him in there to play defense.
So but you just know that's how Tibbs play. All his players got to play both sides. So he
I understand what you're saying, but I'm just saying to me, like I don't care about defense. If I'm bringing you in for that reason, then that's fine. But I'm bringing you in there to score. We need another scorer out there. Somebody to bring some electricity to the garden. Somebody that can help us get past where we went last year. Like the whole point is to grow. It's to get another step further than what you were before. And so I feel like LaVine can help them get to a step further than they were last year. But the only problem is, who are you gonna have to give up in order for you to get him?
Right.
That's
I agree with that. Yeah, he definitely.
And I forgot they just got OG too.
That's what I'm saying. Like
but I don't think they're gonna be. They can't beat no Philly. They can't beat the Bucks. They can't beat Boston, and I don't think they can even beat a healthy Clippers. Not the Clippers. I mean the Pacers.
Okay.
Even if they add Zach LaVine,
to me, I think the Pacers are going to be a dark horse with fucking Halliburton. The way they score so easily, yeah, I don't think the Knicks can run up and down the court with them boys. I just don't see how they was putting up 140 points so easily, like every day with this dude out there running point.
But remember, once the playoffs start, all shuts down.
Right, game slow down.
We always say that. And look, every playoffs, we keep seeing all these high-scoring games, even more and more.
No, but it's not every series, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's an outlier to a certain extent. But I do think that the Knicks need to do something in order for them to get to the next level. I'm not sure what else they need to add. Well, I know what they need to add. It's just a matter of them doing it. All right. So, did y'all get a chance to check out the All-Stars yet? Or no?
Yeah, I did, but I ain't write them down.
Oh no, that's any gripes about it?
Yeah.
Who?
How come Anthony Edwards ain't on there?
I'm glad you said that.
I mean, I just don't see how he's not on there. And they may not have been the number one seed at that day when it came out, but they've been the number one seed majority of the season so far, and he's been hooping as an all-star starter guard. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Brother, I'm right.
You got your team number one. I just don't see how he's not on there.
Oh no, he's in the West. No, he's in the West. That ain't happening. That's a popularity contest. So who do you take out? Are you taking out Shea or Luka?
I'm taking out LeBron.
No, he's a guard. They got 3 forwards and 2 guards.
No, they got him as a 4 or 3 because they got Jokic, Durant, and James, Doncic, and Shea. So he's playing the forward because the back.
No. I'm talking about Edwards is a guard. So you got to take out Luka or Shea.
No, I thought Edwards was a small forward.
Now, if
he
I'm
played
not
2
mistaken,
guard,
he's a guard.
but still, I don't think LeBron should be on there because y'all on the bottom of the thing. I know it's a popularity thing, but you know what I'm saying? Y'all on the bottom of the West, and you got players that's playing way better than you. And the team is doing
not
better,
a
you know what I'm
forward.
saying?
I mean, you got to realize, like, they're not letting him go play.
Huh?
Now I think if he was in the East, maybe, but like Joker, you can't take him out. You can't take out Giannis. Bron, you got a case because they at the bottom. They at the bottom.
Kawhi Leonard ain't on there. You know what I'm saying?
Starter though.
Yeah.
He hooping this year. I can't.
He been playing every game. He probably missed like 1 or 2 games.
Yeah, he's hooping.
And he been hooping and in the 4th seed. How you ain't starting?
I wonder what I thought Ed was listed as a guard. I mean, like
no, he is. I just look at.
But what about Kawhi Leonard? How come he ain't starting?
Who you say?
Kawhi Leonard. How come he ain't starting? He should be over Durant and LeBron.
I don't think he's better than neither one of those personally. I mean, he's had a good year though.
He's been playing more games than them.
I don't know. I wouldn't. I ain't gonna lie. I wouldn't. You know, but I'm biased a little bit.
But
Don, would you put him? Would you put him over either one of them?
As a shooting guard, I would probably.
No. I'm talking about Kawhi.
Yeah, I would. The way he's playing, I would put him over LeBron because you got to reward a good team.
But LeBron had a better season than Durant, so he would be the first person to come out before Durant would.
No,
neither one of them should be on there.
Durant is winning. Look, so right now, Phoenix is 27-20. The Lakers are 24-24. That's why I said Durant should be on the team over LeBron. Because no matter what LeBron is doing, he's still not helping his team win. Because they barely at 500. So
that's a 3-game difference in the win column. But
Karl Anthony Towns ain't on there. Paul George ain't on it. Man, neither one of them should be on this damn starting. Nah.
Are you tripping on the starters? They're going to get on the team, but I mean, they're not going to make it over the big names.
I mean, they're not. Like, that's because Anthony Edwards.
I know they ain't going to make it over, but we talking about how these players are playing and how their teams are. They shouldn't be starting 5.
I don't know. I mean, to me, the All-Star games are the best players. I think Durant, Bron, Giannis, everybody's on the West is the best 5 players at their positions to me. I think you on the outside, Anthony Edwards got to get in.
Hold on, Ron. So does Damian Lillard deserve to be a starter?
I don't know. He don't.
But he's a starter.
Brunson over here. We was talking about the West. Like now
No,
to the East.
No. I'm just saying in general. I'm just saying.
Oh no, definitely not. I don't think Damian Lillard deserves it at all.
What about Tyrese Halliburton? Should he be starting?
He had a great season. I mean, he was leading the league in assists, no turnovers. It's hard to take him out of there. But Brunson deserves a look. Who else got snubbed on there?
So the Pacers are 27-22. So that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're gonna put a person in there, at least the person that you put in there is on the winning team per se.
So Dame got in and not Trey.
Right.
Trey should be in.
I don't think he should start.
No.
Yeah, I don't think he should start.
No.
Why? He playing better?
No, I wouldn't start him over Halliburton or Dame.
Right.
But as criteria is he's playing better.
But this team is 19-27.
I know, but on the West, it's who's playing better.
Hold up. Who you say should be over there? Trey? You said Trey should be over Dame and Halliburton?
He should be over Dame. He's been playing way better than Dame.
See, I think Brunson should be over all of them. Brunson and to me, Halliburton should be the starting backcourt.
Yeah, Brunson should be over Dame too.
I would agree. Brunson should be over Dame.
And what about between Dame and Trey? Who you got? I mean, between Brunson and Trey, who you think deserves that?
I'm still gonna go with Brunson.
Yeah, so I'll go with Brunson too. Who you say, Sean?
I think Trey's having a better year if you look at stats. If that's what we talk about stats wise. It's Trey.
So right now, Trae Young is averaging 27 points and 10 assists a game. Yeesh. And so, 27 and 10. That's. Whew.
What Halliburton averaging?
Oh, I'm about to hold on. Let me pull up Brunson's real quick.
Okay.
Definitely wasn't expecting that.
What,
Dame
like
probably got the
23 or
nod
what?
because Dame probably got the nod because they were second in the East and name recognition.
If Brunson is averaging 27 and 7.
With a better record. So 3 less assists with a better record.
Right. And then let me go to Halliburton. He probably putting up like 20 between 22 and 25.
Right.
And like 11 assists.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're putting up 20, 23, and 12.
And 12.
So it's going to be hard for him not to be in there if you're putting up 23 and 12.
Right.
So, and he averaging a steal a game. So, I mean, he's the team leading scorer. So, to me, it'll be hard to replace Halliburton. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Then you add no turnovers as well, like how he's barely turning the ball over.
Right.
What about in the front court? I know Giannis,
Joel,
he deserved. Who the third?
Tatum.
Well, all of them deserve it. You can't argue with none of them to me, unless you just don't want to put Embiid in because he ain't played as much. But he arguably having the best season out of all of them.
I ain't going to talk about him, man.
There's no other center. I mean, Bam.
You're right. There's no other center. You're absolutely right. There's no
Well,
other.
it was front court period. It's forwards and centers. You can pick from anybody.
But what I'm saying is, who else would he be better? Like, what other center / power forward would you put in there?
That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't. I mean, I think he's played better than anybody, but he has missed some games. But he would be leading for MVP if he didn't, if
Julius
he
Randle.
game marks.
I'll put Julius Randle in over him.
I can't see it. I mean, man scored 70 points. I don't know.
Hey, I thought y'all saying that don't mean that this regular season game.
The All-Star game is, you got to realize, it's name recognition.
I already know what it is. I ain't got to realize nothing.
It's who you want to see. Like, and Randall just ain't a bigger name than Embiid.
But if Embiid ain't going to be playing, then he is.
Yeah, but I'm saying he's played. It ain't like he missed half the season. He's been playing a lot. He just, he's on track to not make that 65 game minimum.
Yeah, but he's still on track to be the All-Star though. So basically, what it boils down to is your team. I mean, what's going to happen is they haven't announced the reserves yet. So the ones that we think haven't made the All-Star starters, they still could be actually on the team. They just won't be starters. They'll just be in the reserve role. Now we know that somebody's going to get snubbed because that's the way this thing works. And I have a feeling that Brunson will be a reserve. Who was the other person you said? Sean. Trae Young will be a reserve. Like, I think all those guys will be reserves because they're having good seasons. But starters, unfortunately, there's only 5 people you can pick. But somebody had brought up a good point. They said, why don't the NBA add 3 more players? So that way you have 15 total.
Right.
Yeah.
Then that way you got 5, 5, and 5. And then that way everybody could get a quarter to play.
Yeah, I've questioned that in the past. I don't know why they don't do it either.
I think so too. Because especially nowadays, it's too much talent. You know what I mean? All over, it's too much talent. Because look, we still ain't talked about Paul Banchero. He's got to be an all-star. You know what I'm saying? Along with Julius Randle, along with who else was out there that needs to be an all-star in the East?
You said Bam?
Yeah, Bam. Donovan Mitchell starting, right?
No, he's not starting.
He's not starting. So Mitchell got to be on there too.
Yeah, he got to be on there. Brown from the Celtics got to be on there.
No, he don't need to be on there.
I don't know if he's gonna make it.
I don't know if he need to be on there, my guy. That's.
I don't know why not.
I ain't gonna say he ain't supposed to be on there, but I'm not sure if he's gonna make it.
I'm gonna say it.
Tyrese Maxey got to make it.
Right, I agree. He deserves it.
So you got 2 from the Bucks, you got 2 from Boston, 2 from Philly, 2 from New York, 1 from Cleveland, 1 from Indiana, 2 from Miami, and 1 from Orlando. You got Jimmy Butler still, and you still got Banchero and shit, almost Von Wagner too. Shit. So there's a lot of players that could easily make it this year. And then you still got Trae Young.
Trae Young should be on there.
Trae Young gonna make it. Them young cats probably gonna get snubbed though, and the Heat probably ain't gonna get 2 in. So it's probably gonna be Butler or Bam. It ain't gonna probably be both.
Hold on. Then I would probably go with Bam only because of size. He's gonna be the only other center. You know what I'm saying? There's not that many centers over there in the East. So he's gonna make it by default. Because where else you gonna go?
Well, they decent, and like honestly though, if you think about it, they only got Joker and Joker, and B can guard him. Giannis is basically 7 feet, so they got it for the starters. It's just the bench, and then you come on the bench. They ain't like they got another 7-footer that's hooping like outside of Joker in the West. I mean, you can put AD on the list, but he ain't. You never know what you're gonna get from him. He be out there shooting jump shots, so he kind of guard himself sometimes.
So I was watching Zion last night against the Celtics, right? And he was looking a little unstoppable. Can he lead them to the Western Conference Finals? Not many lead there.
I personally don't think so. Oh, go ahead, Sean. I'll let you go.
No, you go ahead and take it.
Okay, I said I personally don't think so. Unless injury happens, because I don't see. You got Denver, you got the Clippers, which to me are the 2 best teams right now. If Phoenix make the right trade, they could be in the talks. And so to me, those 2 teams, like Denver and the Clippers are the front runners. So I can't see them be neither one of them right now. Not as is.
Yep, I'm gonna agree with GPS. I'm gonna say no because the West is deep, man. He says he thinks Denver and the Clippers are the top. I think Denver and Minnesota, and then I still gotta look at OKC and like you said, the Clippers, and then like you said, if the Suns get 1 player, they 1 player away from winning all of this shit. That's how I feel too. They just 1 point guard away from just walking through this whole Western Conference and stomping on through this East easily. So
and like I didn't even mention the young teams that you mentioned, like you said, Minnesota and OKC, because they're gonna be a problem too.
Yeah.
Even Dallas, the way Tim Hardaway Jr. has been hooping, man. If Kyrie get back out there with them 3, oh man, because this dude is out here shooting lights out right now. He's in the zone, and then we already know what Luke gonna do, but if Hardaway Jr. continues to shoot like this and play with Kyrie and Luka together, they're going to be hard to beat too because they could put up some points quick. I thought they was getting blown out. That game, was it yesterday? And I look up, they came back and won by 2 points. I was like, damn, how y'all come back and win?
Against the Magic.
137 to 139.
Yeah, you're talking about the Magic, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so but I do like New Orleans a little bit better than Dallas. It can go either way, but if I had to flip a coin, I would take New Orleans. I think they're a little bit more stacked than Dallas. But then you got the experience in Luka, so I think you can flip a coin and go either way.
You got the experience in Luka and Kyrie.
Right.
Kyrie won a championship before. Luka hasn't been there yet. And on the Pelicans, I can't remember if Brandon Ingram. I don't think he was on the team when the Lakers won that championship.
No.
He was traded.
Okay.
He got traded when Bron came.
Right. So when you think about it, they don't really have that much playoff experience. But I think with Zion there, I think it can help them out a whole lot. But I will give the nod to the Mavericks over the Pelicans, only because Kyrie has been there before. Luka has been in certain situations in the playoffs before. So I would give that nod to the Mavs. The question is because like right now the Pelicans are 8th seed, so they will be playing Minnesota. Do you think that, just strictly speaking right now, do you think Minnesota can beat the Pelicans in the 7-game series? I don't think that's a good for Minnesota.
It's not. They can't beat them, though. That is a bad matchup for them.
I agree. It is a very bad matchup, but it's up to Karl Anthony Towns. He's the X factor to me, because Zion's going to have to guard him or Brandon Ingram. And I don't think either one of them is a good matchup on the offensive end for them, because if it's Zion, he's gonna pull him out, and if it's Brandon Ingram, he's gonna bang him. Because Cat, he liked to play, big bully ball too.
Right.
So, because I think, on the outside, Ingram could hold what's his name? Edwards. Him and Edwards could play each other.
Mhm.
I just think it's up to Cat.
But the Pelicans have a lot of shooters, like a lot. And when they get going, it's hard to stop them. And I haven't seen Minnesota play to the point where their bench can help out that much. I think they're really literally winning off of the strength of Edwards and Karl Anthony Towns. So if you can minimize, you ain't gonna stop them, but I'm saying minimize. And with the Hornets, you got McCollum, you got Zion, you got Brandon Ingram, you got Trey Murphy, you got shouts out to my man Herb Jones.
Right.
You got Herb, and it's another two shooters that I'm forgetting. And you got Dyson Daniels, you got Jordan Hawkins, the dude from
Hawkins, he can shoot.
That's what I'm saying. They got a bunch of shooters. That's why I think it's a bad matchup for Minnesota in the first round. Right. If they were to play.
Minnesota's long though. Coming off their bench, they got what's the name? The slow dude.
Lomo.
Yeah, Cal Anderson, Nazir Reed be coming off the bench hooping.
Right.
You got one other dude that be coming off the bench playing pretty good too. But they're pretty long. I think they're a long squad too. So I think Shake Milton, he be hooping too sometimes off the bench.
Yeah.
That dude hoops. Him and what's the other dude name that he played for Philly last year? The little brown skinned cat. It's not Shake.
Yeah.
DeAnthony Melton is his name?
Yeah, Melton. Yeah, DeAnthony Melton. Yeah.
A bucket getter.
Yeah, he used to play for us in Memphis, man.
Man, how y'all let him go?
Crazy. I forgot who we got in return. I think they swapped him for Derrick Rose. It was kind of dumb, whatever it was.
Wow, that dude.
I didn't like it at all, man.
That's a hooper right there. All right, last question of the day. Should players be fined for speaking out when they know that the officiating has been bad?
I'm gonna say no, they shouldn't be fined, but for it to not make the league look bad, they gotta do something, you know what I'm saying? Because you can't just be having your employees walk around talking bad about each other in public like that. So I understand why they do fine them, but I don't think it's right for them to get fined, especially if the refs aren't going to get fined for, having bad calls. And, everybody's seeing it now with how good the TVs are. You guys are replaying it. We're watching on a replay, and we're seeing it being called the wrong way, and you're still calling it the wrong way. So that's what's the crazy part. And I can understand how these players can feel. So I don't think they should get fined.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you, Sean, with everything. But also, too, for them to protect the integrity of the game and for us to not think that it's rigged or whatever, they got to start publicly showing, what they're doing to the referees. Whether it be they finding them games, finding them money, whatever the case may be, they got to do something about that because we seeing it, and then it's like, okay, what other job can you go to you not mess up and not have any accountability for it?
None.
Like I can piss you off, like I can come hit you, you're gonna get fined if you say anything about hitting you or if you retaliate. So I think it's gotta be something done to ease the fans, perspective and all that too.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll say this. I think that if you're gonna find the players, you need to find the officials too. Now the catch to that is you don't have to publicize them being fined, but I think they should be fined or they should be suspended for games, especially when their calls are egregious or they're horrible calls. Because that's only fair. That how can you punish one group of people but not punish the other group of people?
Right.
But it's all under the same umbrella. So you can't say that this person is more qualified or more experienced than the other person, but you don't hold the person that's more qualified and experienced accountable like you will hold the younger people per se.
You know what? I think they kind of do. I think they said they do it off of kind of like a points thing. So once the refs get a certain amount of points, they can't do like playoff games.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Which are worth more money and shit like that. Which to
Right.
me, okay, whatever. But you're affecting games throughout the whole season. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So, of course, we don't want you to affect the playoff games, but we don't want you to affect any games. So, to me, yeah, you got to be held accountable so these games will be called correctly. You know.
Right. And it needs to be public record, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, so too, I'm
What-
glad we on this topic. So
The only reason why you shouldn't, they might not need to publicize it, because think about the dude Tom Donaghy that did all that cheating and point shaving and stuff. I'm
Right.
pretty sure people were sending death threats and all that other kind of stuff to his house, talking about they was gonna kill him. Because you got to think about the amount of money that people was losing in his games or winning on these games based upon what he was going to call, because they knew it ahead of time. And so if a game didn't go in their favor because he said that it was going to go there in their favor and it didn't, imagine the death threats he got from behind that. Now he went to jail and everything, and that's rightfully so. But in the same token, if you publicize that, you definitely know people are going to be trying to find addresses.
Don, I'm speaking on that situation. So, he was the fall guy. Of course, other players was doing it, whatever. But I read something on it where they was talking about how it was other players, and so I don't know if it was the FBI, whoever. I think it was the FBI who led the investigation. They told David Stern about it before they made it public, and he jumped ahead and said there's a rogue referee to get a bit, to protect everybody else and protect the integrity of the game. So I think they were filed for that, but it's been going on, I think, or whatever. And, the NBA, they were smart on their part, but like the FBI, they had to be in the pockets too, because you don't make a mistake like that and get them the heads up and let them know. So they had to be in cahoots to me, for that to happen. But I do want to clarify something, Sean, that maybe I misheard you last week. Do you think cheating is still going on or just not as much as it used to be?
It's always been going on. It's always going on.
Okay, so I misheard you last week, and that's why I asked. So you just think it's more parity than it used to be?
No, what I was saying last week about David Stern and what's the new dude's name? Alan Silver?
Yeah.
I said it's been a lot more different champions since he's been there.
Okay.
Than David Stern. I said, if you look at how many champions different people who's been winning, it's been a lot more different ones than when David Stern was in.
Right.
And is there anything about cheating?
I got you. I misunderstood. I want to make sure I understood. What about you, Don? Do you think it's more cheating, or is it still rigged, or?
Yeah, I do think it's still rigged.
Okay.
I mean, it's
cool.
entertainment.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So, like now, every time I watch a game, I don't look at it just as a game anymore. I look at it like, all right, how many fouls is getting called? Who close to getting in the penalty? I look at it from a different lens than I would before as a fan. I look at it, who's calling what and what are they calling? How many times they calling fouls? Who they calling fouls on? Why they calling so many fouls? Because was it Rasheed Wallace said it? I think it was Rasheed Wallace. I don't mean to put your name out there, Rasheed, but he was saying that like in their games, they would get called foul, right out the gate, foul. Then get called another foul. 2 fouls, he got to go sit down for the rest of the game.
Right.
Or at least till like maybe midway in the second quarter, and for him to come back into the game. So he haven't even lathered up a sweat yet, and he already in foul trouble per se. So when I look at it now, I'm looking at it like, all right, who's getting the most fouls called on them? What team is getting ready to go into the bonus? Because the referees literally can infect the game because they are the ones holding the whistles.
Right.
So they make these road calls. And then you think about it, how, like, I'm not trying to say nothing bad about the Lakers, but I am saying it though. How is the Lakers getting like 30 and 40 free throws a night? Then the other team has like 5. Like that should never happen. Like if you're gonna make it equal, if you're going, you know what I'm saying? Like, because there's no way that one team is fouling and the other team isn't. Like that doesn't make any logical sense. The minute you step on the court, you should already have like 2 to 3 fouls. My coach always told us, if you don't have no fouls, you're not playing defense.
So I do think the Lakers, but like I say, I feel like every big market team, every stars, they get away with calls. But in the Golden State game, they shot 58 threes. They shooting jump shots. Like you can't expect to get foul calls if you're not going to the hole.
But why would I keep going to the hole if they're not calling the fouls?
So I mean, like I do think, John, too, what you mentioned, like before I forget, one of the things you were saying, like how they make calls as well, right? So the referees can affect the game, like with timely fouls. Like, so if I want, somebody's killing, I put him in foul trouble. I get him a foul or whatever. And then too, they jump the game up. At the end of the game, they even the calls out by making calls to make it look like it wasn't so lopsided.
They should do that, but that doesn't.
No, I'm saying that's what they do. Like when it's so lopsided at the end, when the game is in conclusion, and not every game, but a lot of times they'll call these fouls that don't matter. So now it looks like they was kind of even when it really wasn't. It was lopsided, for one team.
Like, yeah, you're right. I agree with you on that, especially in garbage time. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You be seeing like little tic-tac fouls, play, then we get to the line and shit. And then you look at, a person who's not watching the game looks at the stat, but it was even. Like, nah, motherfucker, it really wasn't.
It wasn't.
Right.
And so it's like, all right. It's almost like, all right, yeah, you can call these BS fouls now, but honestly, they don't really matter at this point because the game is well within hand. But on the paper, like you said, it looked like, oh man, it was the same amount of fouls. Like today, Boston was playing Indiana. Boston had 21 fouls. I mean, the Pacers had 21 fouls to 16 for Boston. Sometimes you'll have it where one team has like 50 fouls or free throws. Matter of fact, let me look at that real quick.
And John, while you're doing that, I want to add this to the mix. So not only those fouls, like just say you got an aggressive player. I got two quick fouls. Now that takes away the aggressiveness that I have, like a Pat Bev or Ben Wallace, those type of players. Now I'm less aggressive and I'm not the same player because I'm worried about these tic-tac fouls you can call.
Right, and that's my point. Because the referees are the only ones that could get you in foul trouble. Because they're gonna dictate what is a foul and what's not a foul. Because think about it, when some plays you have a dude get run over for trying to take a charge and there's no call. But then decide you can have a dude come down, pull a 3-pointer and barely get touched, and it's a foul.
Right.
Referees gonna always dictate how that game is gonna go because of, in my opinion, it's their vested interest. So however they want to see it is how it's going.
I agree. And so this is the thing too, Sean. Like when you mentioned, I asked a question because I want some clarification. When you say that the league doesn't affect, as much as it used to be, like prior to the season starting, where did y'all rank the Lakers beginning of the year? What do you think they were finished?
No, what'd you say again? Say it again.
A beginning of the year, where do you think the Lakers was ranked in your eyes?
The same spot they're in right now.
And what's that?
What is it? 8, 9, 10?
Okay, so both you felt the same way, Sean?
Yeah, I didn't think they were that good. I thought I don't know. I think I probably told they was about 6 or 7.
Okay, so and Don, I do recall you saying this. So the Lakers was ranked 6 or 7, and that's just in the West. That ain't even including the East. So overall, y'all probably had them in the lower mid-teens to lower 20s, right? Overall, if you include both conferences,
give or take, yeah.
So if the league has changed, then why? How did the Lakers win the in-season tournament? And then, Don, I remember you said you could see them winning. So how can you see a 6th-place team or a team that's in 14 winning unless it's rigged?
I'm not saying that it's not.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so if it's changed at all, why did some people say I can see the Lakers winning this year for the in-season tournament and they 6 or 7 in the West and 15, 16 overall? You know what I'm saying?
Because
I don't know what you're trying to say at all. I'm
you
lost.
get what I'm saying, Don?
Yeah, because what happens is they can manipulate the games in their favor. Case in point, like tonight, right? The Lakers lost 122 to 138, right?
Right.
The Lakers shot 25 free throws. The Hawks shot 18. The Hawks was the home team. What I'm saying to you is they manipulated to the point of they can make sure that they get to the free throw line more frequently. That's the only reason they made it to the in-season tournament. I mean, the play-in game last year, because they were out shooting everybody at the free throw line. So think about it like this. If you know you're going to go to the free throw line anywhere between 20 to 30 times a night, you already know you're going there because you're going to have the referees in your favor for making fouls. So now the team that you're playing against, they don't know this ahead of time, but anytime that there's somebody close is a foul, to the point they're going to be in the penalty a lot faster, then what's going to happen next? Bunch of free throws. And then that's how the free throws start adding up fast. And then that way, those are points on the board, and the opposite team, if they keep coming down and not scoring, how can you can't make that up? because you're missing out on points because you're not scoring, and the other team is constantly scoring points either on and ones or going to the free throw line.
So
That's why they made it.
So I agree with you, but so I think they mix it up though. Like when Bron didn't get the call against the Celtics, it was a clear foul. Now I don't know if it's the referee that they got rid of that was winning all the Celtics game for them, but they every now and then they let them not get called. Then they go complain to media because they got to keep it. They got to make it seem like they're not doing it.
I disagree with you on that one, Ron, because in that particular game, did they miss the call? They definitely missed the call. But the same token, they still had an opportunity to win the game in overtime. So it wasn't like they just missed the call and they was the game. They missed the call, but he was so hell-bent on the missed call that he didn't even concentrate on trying to win the game in overtime. That's what my problem is. Like, you still had an opportunity to win the game. It wasn't like you didn't.
But so why think about this? Then why do we have replay and challenges if you're not going to take advantage or use them?
I'm agreeing with you. I'm not disagreeing with you on that. But what I'm saying is he still had an opportunity to win the game in overtime.
Yeah, but it should have been won in regulation. I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong on that part, but they still mix it up so to make it seem like they're not favoring the teams, at times. But
well, do that is what I'm trying to tell you. Put it like this: if this game was close with the Lakers, right? I could promise you the free throw percentage, the Lakers would have shot way more than 25 free throws if the game was closer.
I think it always depends on the refs, man.
I don't. I think it depends on the closeness of the game and who's playing. Think about it like this. If you have a team, like you always say, a big market team, they come into a city like Atlanta. What's more advantageous, the Lakers to win or the Hawks to win?
Definitely, the big market teams and the face or the superstars, it's always more advantage for them.
Right. That's
what I'm saying. It's always been that way. But that's what people want to see.
Right. I'm agreeing with you. But what I'm saying is if the game is close or closer than what it was, they have no other option but to do what? Make sure that they win. Right. And that's why I say if the game was closer, it would have been a lot more fouls called because they would have made sure or tried to make sure that the Lakers would win. Because more people, I'm pretty sure, are LeBron fans than they got Hawks fans. Even though Trae Young and all them doing whatever, more, I promise you there's more LeBron James fans that's going to be in that stadium than there's Trae Young fans.
Right. But see, I guess that was my point last week. We actually agreed, and maybe we were over talking to each other, but that's my reason why you can't count the Lakers out in the playoffs. That's part of the reason they went to the Western Conference Finals last year. I mean, even though they not, a top, whatever team, but when all it takes is a 7-game series, you got the referees, and you can beat anybody depending on matchups too.
And that's why I'm saying what I had said about it wouldn't surprise me if they were going to win the play-in.
Right, yeah, I know, that's what I'm saying. But that's why I say you knew that because, like I say, you knew part of it is rigged.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I'm with you. Aren't we on the same page?
Yeah, no. I was just saying, like Sean thought it was more parity now, and I think some teams had luck, but I just think the same stuff been going on. It's just been injuries. It's been things like that that's happened to made it more parity than years past with the CBA.
So in my opinion, what he's saying is that you don't have the same teams going to the NBA Finals every single year.
No, right? I get it.
That's what he essentially is saying, which is true. But when Adam Silver was in there, it was pretty much the same four teams.
Right, but I think the reason is twofold. It's the CBA that's changed everything where they can't do things like they used to, as well as injuries happen, and I think they're looking for the next rivalry. Whenever this next rivalry happens, like if just say Minnesota,
but it's
OKC beat them. Whenever they get that new rivalry, I think it's going to go back to normal.
It's not going to be a rivalry.
They looking for one though.
But I'm telling you, as long as that CBA is the way that it is, it's never going to be a rivalry because these players are not going to stick to these teams, especially if they know they can get paid elsewhere. That's why it's never going to be another rivalry because before teams would have these guys locked up for years to come. So you knew for a fact that Lonzo was going to be there for a long time. You knew LJ was going to be there for a long time. You knew MJ was going to be there. Like you knew these players were going to be with these teams for a long time. But nowadays, they going to whoever can offer them the most money, which you can't blame them for doing. That's why you're going to have rivalries because the team won't be there long enough to create a rivalry.
So what I think is going to happen, Don, is they're going to get their money and they're going to ask for trades. I mean, I think it's going to just continue. Like, so the CBA can only do so much. Like, so they got it now. Like, that's what Bill did. Like, I told y'all, Bill They wanted to get their money. Bill and what's the other one asked for a trade? They said he was real loyal.
Dang.
Yeah. So they got their money. They had when they got their max money, they had to stay another year with the team. They did that. They asked for a trade the following season. So it's ways around it, and that's what they're gonna do.
That's why I'm telling you, there will be no more rivalries.
You don't think so?
How?
Because the players gonna get their money and then request a trade. Like James Harden, he'd have been on this man to pick, even with the CBA, he done picked his last 3 teams.
Yeah, but what he's saying is like, okay, he's been on 3 different teams in how many years? You got to stay somewhere and create a rivalry with somebody, because if we don't keep seeing like who's in the East that be going against each other right now, they got a kind of rivalry. Well, you know, the Bucks and the Pacers, you know what I'm saying? They kind of got something going on. But if Dame leaves, we're not going to see this rivalry no more, because it was Halliburton and Dame. You see what I'm saying?
So I get what you're saying, but like, so James is a anomaly. But think about this: Kevin Durant, he done picked his teams. Like, you know, the last couple teams.
That's what we're saying.
No, I know, but I'm saying, like, so you can get your money, pick and go where you want to go. But like, Brooklyn was a bad situation. So KD left. If Brooklyn was a bad situation, he'd still be there.
Bro.
Now he in Phoenix, he's not going nowhere now. Like, so if he goes to the, like, just say like who's like Anthony Edwards, he's gonna leave Minnesota. If he goes to the Lakers, he's not gonna actually be traded from the Lakers.
Right.
We agree with you. That's what we're trying to say. Players are going to keep asking to leave and go somewhere.
But only if the organization is not doing their part.
Okay, so look. Anthony Edwards is going to go to the Lakers, right?
No, I ain't saying Lakers.
No. Just hypothetically.
Right.
We're just saying Anthony Edwards goes to the Lakers, right?
Right.
So now he's starting brand new with a rivalry, right? Say the rivalry is Devin Booker, right? Now, at this point, Devin Booker's going to be ready to ask for a trade out of Phoenix.
Not as long as he got a team.
This is what
he
I'm
got
saying.
KD and
But listen. Say Anthony Edwards is in LA for 4 years. KD's about to be out there. He's going to be working on 41. You know what I'm saying? So they ain't going to be the same people. His rival is going to be with Devin Booker. At this time, Devin Booker know he ain't going to have no team no more. He's going to be ready to leave. At this time, Anthony Edwards' rivalry is gone now. He's going to have to start a brand new rivalry with somebody else, whoever's coming in and whoever that is. So once that happened, Anthony Edwards is going to be almost out the door. This player is going to ask for a trade. And that's what he's trying to say. It's always going to be players ask for a trade, so it's never going to be time to start a rivalry.
So I get what you're saying, but so the only exception is if you put the talent around the player, he's not going to ask for a trade. So if they got like Bradley, like Devin Booker, prime example what you use. If KD don't come, Bill don't come. Yeah, he's next up asking for a trade. You putting players around me. Giannis was going to ask for a trade. He's putting players around me. As long as the teams are doing their part, the players not asking for trades. It's when the teams are not.
But that's not true, Ron. What you're saying is not true.
So who has asked for a trade that the team put somebody around them and they still requested a trade?
I'm about to explain it to you why.
Okay.
Because what happens is, let's just say you're the leading scorer of the team. You're going to win a bunch of money, right? Are you willing to take a pay cut to shine me and Sean at the same time?
The top two don't have to. Is everybody after that?
Listen to the question. You making top dollar, and me and Sean are free agents, and we want to both sign and come and play with you. Would you take less money?
Yes, if I wanted to win, if it was important. That's what Bron them did. But most people ain't doing that. That's what I'm saying. Like so think about this, Don. Like your top two players are gonna be max players, right? So they're gonna already have their max money.
We agree with you. We agree with you. That's what he said. We're agreeing with you, GPS.
I'm saying, I'm agreeing with y'all too. Like, but the players that you're talking about, he's already gonna have his max money.
But what I'm saying to you is, when it comes time, loyalty is going to go out the window because most of the players want to get paid. They don't want to bargain for less than what they're worth. So it's going to be hard to maintain a rivalry if players are constantly changing teams. That's what I'm getting at. it's impossible for you. The only way you can create a rivalry, because the reason why we watched and loved those games in the 80s and 90s and early 2000s was because most of those players stayed on those. Kevin Garnett is the prime example. He stayed on that team way longer than he was supposed to, but he wanted to remain loyal. And they created different types of rivalries for him, because which was Tim Duncan. They stayed on the same team for a long period of time. But because nowadays everybody wants to get paid, it's going to be harder for you to have loyal players when everybody wants to get paid. That's why I'm saying that this is going to be impossible to create rivalries, because the minute that you think it's a rivalry between two teams, somebody's going to want to get paid and they're going to leave. So then you have to, like Sean was saying, you have to start all over again, because 10 times out of 10, one person is leaving, the other person is coming in. And then it's going to be a revolving door unless players stay on teams. And it's not over the last 5 years. How many, we can count on fingers how many players have been traded or left teams in the last 5 years? Kyrie, Durant, Harden. Like, those are main players that should be on one team, but they left their team.
They left a shitty organization, though. I mean, but Don, think about this. Part of what you're saying with the players back in the day is true. It's true and it's not true. They didn't have the option to leave like players do today. They wasn't getting paid like that. So they were stuck. Like Magic had a 25-year deal. Jordan had a 7-year deal. Like they couldn't go anywhere.
GPS, right? That's what we're saying. We're not denying any of that. We're just saying it kept them there so they could create rivalries. That's it.
But no, that's what I'm saying. But they what, like, it wasn't like they was loyal. They just didn't have a choice though.
I know, but it kept them there so they create rivalries, even if they ain't loyal or are loyal. That's how we create rivalries. I don't care if they're loyal or not loyal. That's, you got to stay somewhere to create rivalries.
Right.
I think it would happen as long as the teams are taking care of the players. When they stop taking care of the players are smarter today. They're doing what's best for them.
It won't. That's why it won't happen.
I think it will. Like, so you think Dame and Giannis are gonna break up anytime soon?
Yes.
And why would they break up and they both got max deals?
Based off of your logic of what you just said, if they don't think just case in point, what just happened with the Bucks coach?
They got rid of him because they're trying to win.
Why? Why did they get rid of him?
Because they want to win for Giannis, so he won't ever actually go nowhere.
Exactly.
Okay. So
go ahead, Sean.
Look, Dame just got to Milwaukee, right?
Right.
Who's he gonna start a rivalry with? Like I was saying, the Pacers, right?
Yeah.
And that's Tyrese Halliburton. He's only been in it for 3 years. Dame is almost out the door. By the time Tyrese Halliburton is in, and when they could see each other in the playoffs for about 4 years, Dame is going to be out the door. He's not even going to be the same player. It's not even going to be no rivalry no more. It's going to be like, we don't even want to see this. Dame is washed up. What are we watching? You know what I'm saying? It's too late for the rivalry to start for Dame. Same with Giannis. You know, he's a little bit younger, but we ain't going to see no rivalry with him because who's he playing against right now? Bam?
So it'll be Boston, like it'll be Tatum then. Like, you know, it'll be a younger team. Like, you know, if you compare an older player out to a younger team, then no, it won't ever be. But
okay, so it's going to be Tatum. So do you think Boston's going to stay together?
Yeah, Boston a large enough market to keep everybody, and they can make money.
And you think the Bucks are going to stay together?
Yeah, as long as they're winning, yes.
Okay, so that means the next 4 or 5 years, they're going to have to see each other in the playoffs to create a rivalry.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's not going to happen.
I mean, so who's going to break up? Because what's called get his money, Tatum going to get his, so Boston's not going anywhere.
I'll say this.
These players are getting older. Look, like I'm saying, Dame is getting older. Drew Holiday is hella old. They're not going to be the same players and same teams. We're not going to be wanting to see these matchups no more because it's not going to be as fire as it is right now. Like right now, this one the rivalry needs to be right now, but it ain't none. We got to wait 4 years to create one, and then that's when the rivalry starts. But then it's going to be too late. It's over.
I think it's going to come. No, I get exactly what y'all saying, but I think certain teams like we got teams that are ran very poorly. Like Brooklyn should have never let Kyrie, Durant, or Harden go.
Well, okay.
That was something, you know, them.
You finish that statement. Why did they let them all go?
It's something terrible with the management, man. Like, for all of them to X out.
Right. What I'm saying to you is if you're trying to create a rivalry, right, and you want the best players at that time, which was Kyrie, Durant, and James Harden, right?
Right.
Regardless of how you see fit, them three alone is enough to win you 50 to 60 games, right?
Exactly.
So what I'm saying to you is each one of those guys went and asked for a trade because why?
Right.
First they didn't like the coach, so they got
Right.
rid of the coach, right? But then Kyrie kept getting hurt. Then Durant started getting hurt.
Right.
Then Harden started getting hurt. Then to the point where Kyrie wanted to get out. Then James Harden wanted to get out. Then Durant wanted to get out.
Right.
What I'm saying is, how can teams create rivalries if the players, like you always say, they run in the organizations? So if the players are doing what the organizations, if the players are running the organizations per se, then there's never going to be rivalries because they're going to always want to do what's best for them, which is nothing wrong with it. But in the meantime, it's not going to be able to create rivalries because they're going to always ask to be leaving or ask to go somewhere else. Because like you just said, they're going to get their money and then they're going to request a trade. So how can you create a rivalry if you don't have players staying in certain places long enough to be a rivalry? That's all I'm saying.
So I get what you're saying, but so in my opinion, you just can't be a poorly run organization. So if KD, Harden, and Kyrie was in San Antonio, they wouldn't ask for a trade because San Antonio is ran well. If they
agree with
Lakers, they not asking for a trade. So you won't be players like Dame. They never put anything around him the whole time, and they villainized Dame if he asked for a trade, but he was a shitty organization. What he spoke.
Let me ask you this. What teams do you see creating a rivalry right now?
Minnesota, no, because dude, I think the market is too small. The market is too small for Anthony Edwards because he's the face of the league.
So
if he was in a big market,
so go go to the next team then.
He was in a big market with the same thing that him and OKC would. OKC's gonna be. I think they're gonna be a problem. And let me see.
But look, okay, so you know they ain't gonna keep all these players OKC. They can't.
Definitely not.
I don't think they're gonna make the same mistake twice.
It doesn't matter because if you got 3 to 4 great players on your team, you can't afford to keep them.
They're gonna pay Shea, they're gonna pay Chet, and the other one's gonna get decent deals.
Josh Giddey, Williams.
He's not a max player. None of them are max players.
But you still got to pay them like they are max players. Not saying you got to give them max player money. Think about the money that the dude on the last person on the bench is making. Like he's making a cool $10 million. So even if they're not max players, you know what I'm saying? They're gonna get paid like it.
But the salary cap keep rising, so it's gonna be enough. I think we're saying the same thing.
We're not saying the same thing.
I do get what you're saying, but like this is the thing. Like so, the salary cap gonna keep rising as long as these folks make money. The next deal gonna be outrageous, but I don't think players are leaving. Like Bruce Brown, let's use him as an example, right? He got paid leaving Denver. What if he took that shitty deal in Denver and got traded? The players got to get the best money they can because you don't know when the organization's going to get rid of you.
And that's my whole point to being rivals. You ain't going to have it because the players are going to leave or going to want more money. So it's going to be impossible to have a rivalry. That's all I'm saying.
Let's go to a large organization or a good run team.
Bro, how many great run organizations are there out there?
You got the Lakers, you got San Antonio, you got Boston. What else?
Now, out of all the teams you just named, who are these small market players going to replace?
Who? What now?
Who are the small market players going to replace on those organizations?
What do you mean, small market players?
The players that are on small market teams right now.
Yeah.
Who are going to replace them in those big market cities? Like who's going to replace LeBron? Who's going to replace Jason Tatum? Who's going to replace Wembanyama?
I think they're looking for them now, man. I think that's what's going on. They're looking for the next star. Like the Lakers, for whatever reason, they always get one of the best players to play the game in their organization. Always.
So just use the Lakers for an example, right? So who would be the Lakers' rival right now?
They don't have one. They're too old. Like Sean said, they're too old.
So then what Sean was just saying earlier, they're too old. So by the time they get another player in, which quote unquote should be Anthony Davis, but it probably won't be because he's going to probably either once LeBron leave, I think he's gone anyway, or they're going to try to figure it out. So then there's a void there, right? So what small market player can fill that void? For that,
Anthony Edwards is one.
so, hold on. So now think about it like this: you saying Anthony Edwards, right? The team that he's on currently, which is the Minnesota Timberwolves, is the only team that can offer him max money, or the supermax as they call it. So will he leave a supermax deal for a max deal?
No, he's going to do what Dame and Bill did. He's going to get the money. He's going to wait a year. Then he's going to ask for a trade.
And then he's going to go to the Lakers and start over, like we were saying, and try to create a rivalry. By then, it's going to be too late. There's no one he's going to be able to rivalry with.
See, I just think it's going to be up and coming teams, around that time, because they like the thing about this. It's entertainment. Pat Bev said himself. Pat Bev said that Anthony Edwards is too big for that Minnesota market, so he's definitely gone. He's going to go to the Lakers. He's going to go to New York, and the Lakers ain't going to mind spending the money because they're going to make it. The Knicks ain't going to mind spending the money. They just poorly ran. If the Knicks had a good team, they would have a superstar.
So, who is? I'm gonna ask you this one then. Who is the Knicks rivalry?
They trying to create one too.
So who? I'm asking you. So who would it be if they create one?
Based off the playoffs right now, I say Cleveland.
Okay,
but it's got to be consistent though. It's got to be over years.
but how is it going to be consistent if the players aren't consistently there?
That's up to the teams. Like Don, think about this, right? This is a job.
Forget it.
This is a job for these teams. If you don't put what's around these teams for the players to win, they're not going to stay. Just like you,
right? We're not disagreeing with you, right? We're agreeing with you.
So if the teams do their job, the players are going to stay. That's my whole point. So it's up to the teams to do that.
Bro,
right?
They're going to stay if they can, like you just said. Anthony Edwards is going to ask for a max deal, right? Let's just say they're creating a rivalry with OKC. Both of them young teams right now, right? OKC can afford to sign a couple of those players to max deals, right? But Anthony Edwards is going to be like, man, I'm tired of losing here in Minnesota. By the time he says that and gets that done, they offer him a super max deal. He asks for a trade and he goes to the Lakers. That rivalry, which was budding, is now done because he's gone off of the Minnesota Timberwolves. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand, because it's hard to create a rivalry if you don't have the players there to create that rivalry.
So do you think Boston is going to break up Jason Tatum and Brown?
Yes, it's inevitable because they haven't won. And that was different if you win the championships. That's completely different. You're not going to, just case in point with Golden State. We all agreed that it's time to break that team up, but they kept that team together. Why? Because they won 4 championships. They're trying to strike lightning once again. And until they go ahead. No, that was it.
But even if they do keep Boston together, who's they going to have their rivalry with in the East? Philly's just up and coming. And
I think
Milwaukee's
young enough. You don't think Giannis is young enough to keep it going?
Yeah, but not by himself, because like I'm saying,
he helped.
Jason Tatum and them are young. They got 10 plus years.
Easily.
Dame ain't got 10 plus years.
Right.
Dame got 5 years left?
If that.
Maybe 3 strong years, if that. You know what I'm saying? He ain't gonna be the same Dame. They ain't gonna win now,
They
Tatum got, years to win. Even though we want him to win now, he got, good 5 or 6 years to win. Dame got to win now.
So do you think
time, and B got time?
You think Giannis is gonna stay in Milwaukee?
I think so.
I don't think he's gonna retire in Milwaukee. No.
Right. I don't either. So this is the thing. The Lakers gonna grab a star. New York is gonna eventually get it together. And they're gonna spend the money to put the championship team together. And then
Giannis is going to Golden State.
I don't see how.
I mean, who you gonna give up?
Once the deal up, he can go anywhere.
Because I wouldn't be mad at that because you have him.
No, he already signed an extension though.
Would you just say, Rome? They can get traded.
Yeah, but he didn't go to old Steph is the only player left, and he's on the way out.
No, players get traded every day, B. They get traded every day, B. So
I agree with that part.
Like, there's no loyalty in this game, Rome. We already discussed that. Him and his 3 brothers are gonna go to Golden State. If one go, they all going. They're a package deal. So don't.
I can see New York for Giannis.
Yeah.
Golden State.
And I think they will trade Julius Randle for him too.
Hell yeah, I would trade him. I can get them
No,
out
I
of there.
think New York would. You know what I'm saying? I think that would have to be the deal. Julius, somebody else, some draft picks, and I think they keep Brunson and they winning.
Right, because now Brunson's the second best player, and you can win with that with Giannis. I agree. I think the Knicks are going to get a superstar. Like I read a little thing. I didn't realize this. You know, when the Knicks are winning, all the large markets are winning, then they get more money from these, you know, the deals. You know, the deals they sign, because the Knicks got like 11 million people in their city. You know, so the more people watching, the more money they get.
They're the highest, whatever,
Right,
grossing, whatever market.
Okay. So right now, Giannis is making $45 million a year, right? Dame is making $45 million a year.
Right.
Middleton is $30 million a year.
Right.
So 40, 40, and 30. How much is that, Rome? You're a math man.
Come on now, brother.
110.
So that's $110 million
Right.
on 3 people.
Right.
So how many other people you think they can afford to keep on that team?
So the salary cap.
Brooke,
They can get me for easy 5,000.
And so what? The salary cap is like 160, right?
I don't know what it is, but what I'm saying is, you got 4 players of upwards of $130 million. Everybody else is in the $2 million range, $2 million range, $2 million range. Pat Connaughton, 9, $2 million, $1 million, $1 million, $1 million, $2 million, $6 million. For the most part, your team is going to be top heavy because you can't play everybody else. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I can't believe they paying this man $2 million. Yo, Giannis is raping these fools, man. You got to leave it alone. Anyway, I will get to this. Okay, so last week.
Let me answer this right quick. So that's what was going on. The small markets team couldn't afford to do that, but the Lakers, the Knicks, they could eat their salary because they making money hand over foot, even with paying these exorbitant, you know, and the taxes. But the small market teams couldn't do that. So if I got a Giannis on my team, I would get rid of Miller. I wouldn't pay him that much. I got Dame from the New York Lakers. I'll pay them. I'll pay some more players. And now you got players that's going to come because we got a championship team, and they're going to take a lot less to win.
But how many players do you think is going to take money to win?
Players at the end of their career?
Exactly. Anyway, so we had a great weekend of football, I might add. You got me sidetracked. We're almost 20 minutes, 30 minutes over our time. But anyway, so Sean missed on you had Baltimore and the Lions, so you missed on those two.
I said Taylor Swift. I told you Taylor Swift though.
Yeah, he did change it back.
So I apologize. So it's
I picked the Ravens though. I did pick the Ravens though, but I said Taylor Swift gonna win because I was like, if she at the game, they winning.
Okay, I did hear you say that.
You're not winning the damn Super Bowl. I promise you that. Rome, as usual, because that's what you do. Issues, wherever he is, he sucked too. And then it was me.
You picked the Chiefs?
I definitely picked the Chiefs.
Okay. I thought you picked Baltimore.
No, I picked the Chiefs.
He picked the Chiefs, I remember.
Okay,
exactly.
So after Sean said something, you picked him. Okay.
You see how he tried to slide it in there? So
Sean switched to the Chiefs. He said Taylor Swift was gonna be there. I heard him say it.
But when he first said it, he said the Ravens.
Okay, right now he did, but I thought you switched him. Okay, cool.
No,
I'm okay with that.
No, I did look. No, but this is what I said. I said I'm picking the Ravens, but if Taylor Swift is going to be there, they're going to win. Then KC is going to win, but I wasn't picking KC.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, cool.
So
well, Don, you couldn't catch me, so I didn't care. I was going to worry about Sean.
All right. So this one for all of the marbles. Winner take all. Winner take all. Who we going with?
No, brother. I need to see the final score, brother.
I can't put it up right now. No, Rome, you won. You won this year. You won. I can't deny you that you won this year.
Okay, cool.
It was really a blowout though, because I still had a bye week too.
Oh, that's right. You didn't get your bye week.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it was really a blowout.
Hey, from now on, refer to me as champ.
All right, champ.
Until next season, I'm champ, man.
Yeah, you the champ.
Who you got for the Super Bowl, champ?
Champ gonna pick last. He gonna let the losers go first. I gotta let the peasants go before me, man.
Yo, I hate you so much. I hate you so
Hey,
much.
They ain't gonna let Taylor Swift lose.
I
That's
think
all I gotta say.
her little hook nose self. I hope she is at the game. No, I don't think we're gonna lose this year because I think our team is better than what the last time we played them. We got a better quarterback. So I'm
Dude,
taking the.
You know how many fans this chick got?
Yo, they said that she made almost $331 million since she started coming to the game
Wow.
alone.
Enough said. Enough said.
She making 331 million just by coming to the game.
No, the NFL generated $331 million because she came to the games.
Oh, damn. But so now the outcome don't matter. She got to the final game, ain't no more games to play, so they're gonna have their money regardless.
Right. So, and she's going to generate a lot of money just because she did.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, they're going to
That's why I was
lose.
like, if she at the game, they gotta win. Could you imagine seeing her and what's the name at the field winning the championship together? You know how much, man, motherfuckers gonna go crazy for that shit.
Yeah, well, it ain't happening.
Sorry for you, San Fran. I'm
We ain't
very
losing.
sorry.
Nah, we not.
I hope not. I really hope not, because I don't want to even hear any of this Taylor Swift mess. So
In the words of the C, I will not lose. We ain't losing. We come too
Man,
far.
we looked bad the last 2 weeks off, I'm being honest, man.
And that's fine. That's part of life. You know what I'm saying? You ain't always have your great days, but you know, you learn to get through it.
Yeah.
well,
That's
all I
2
gotta
weeks.
say is I'm gonna roll with San Fran. They better win.
Let's go. Let's go now.
I think Taylor Swift has too much power for you guys,
That's fine.
but I'm rolling with you anyway.
I appreciate that. I was
I'm on the bandwagon.
that's what I'm talking about. I was in in the shopping the grocery store the other day. I was like, dude had on the San Fran jersey. Like bang bang. He went like this. What? Come on, man. You don't know the slogan, bang bang, not a game? He was like, what? Like, what's wrong with this guy, man? They don't make they used to. I'm in there looking stupid because he just looked at me like, yo. You right.
He ain't a real fan, brother. He ain't a real fan.
You know what I'm saying?
Take it off.
Thank you, bro. Took you long enough. Shoot. God, dang on it.
It's upside down.
Okay. Okay.
Hold on, was that a shot glass?
Yeah, no, that's a big one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Rome. Show that loyalty. Show that team loyalty.
We don't care. Wait till you see what Taylor Swift brings out this Super Bowl.
I wouldn't be surprised though, man. I ain't gonna lie. I kind of like we've been playing bad, too done. Like, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if they
Hold on.
pull a fast one on us. But I'm